Hey there, Nancy here. And today I wanted to share with you the top three easiest to care for plants, at least in my experience and most people's. And these plants are going to be ones that you can obviously have in your house. They're going to be relatively easy to care for. They're going to be good ideas if you ever wanted to gift plants to other people, right? You want to gift plants that are going to be easier to care for. And obviously, plants are wonderful, right? Plants are great to really brighten up a space, add some greenery. They actually help to, have they produce oxygen, and they also can help to really purify the air. So, adding plants to your house or a space like your office can really be beneficial for your health and for your well being. So, anyway, today we're going to talk about the top three. The first plant that I'm going to share is this guy right here. So, this is a pothos plant. So, you can see, I mean, definitely a very pretty plant, nice green leaves. They can be all different shades of this, kind of like light greenish color. And they do grow outward. So you can actually train them to, grow around windows. You can have them actually grow on like archways and things like that. I've got a big one in our entryway that's actually growing around the window, which I think looks really pretty. So that's a pothos plant. This guy is so incredibly easy to care for. The reason why is, every once in a while, just kind of check the soil. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's maybe once a week, not even, but just kind of check the soil. This one's actually a little bit dry. But if you notice that the top, maybe about an inch of soil is dry, you want to give that guy a little bit of water. You don't want to overwater them. And you want to make sure that they have a pot that has drainage holes out of the bottom so that it can make sure that water doesn't build up in the bottom and cause it to be over watered, and obviously can cause drowning and smothering of your plant. So pothos, super easy to care for. You don't want to put it in direct sunlight. In fact, it can do well in varying sunlight, but you don't want to do anything that's going to be direct hot sunlight, which could burn its leaves. But again, super cool plant. I think I bought this one at either Home Depot or Lowe's a few years ago. Super easy to care for. Love having pothos in the house. The only thing that I do want to note, and two of the plants that I'm going to talk about are not pet friendly. So you want to make sure that these plants are nowhere that your pets or your animals. Obviously, I have 3 dogs, so I make sure that I put these plants up a little bit higher, or I keep them in rooms where the dogs aren't going to be. But this one is a toxic plant. So again, kids, pets, that kind of thing, you want to keep this out of reach. Can cause, obviously different issues as far as being poisonous in that aspect. So keep in mind that this one, again, beautiful, easy to care for, but you don't want to have this baby around animals and human children. So that's the first one. The second plant that I'm going to share with you is this guy right here. So this is a snake plant. Now, the snake plant, again, just like the pothos, is super easy to care for, also provides some purification, oxygen. It's pretty cool looking. The plant, is pretty hardy. You want to make sure that it does get a little bit of sunlight, right? It can do pretty well without having a lot of sunlight. But if you notice that the leaves are a little bit kind of like limp, you want to make sure that it gets a little bit of sunlight. Do not overwater this guy. In fact, this plant, this snake plant, can really do well for a while, even like a couple of weeks without water. So you want to make sure that you don't want to overwater it, but just do check it every once in a while. This one's probably due for a little bit of water. And again, you have a pot that does drain well so that you don't oversaturate that guy. The next plant that I'm going to share with you is the spider plant. Okay, so spider plants are super fun. And quick little story about the spider plant. My sister Emily actually had a big old spider plant that she would take little pieces of, and she would propagate, right? So she would clip off a little breakage of the plant, and then she would plant those for other family members. And so we ended up having like this main plant, and then it had all these little brothers and sister plants that we all got to have. And in fact, I think ours was named Hondro. And Hondro, I think he didn't make the move. So I think we need another clipping from that main plant. But I love the idea of actually passing down plants and having like a legacy plant that you can, break pieces off of and continue to spread the love and grow and so on and so forth. Now, the neat thing about spider plants are out of the plants that I just showed you, those are both toxic, right? So those are both ones that, again, you want to keep out of reach of kids, pets, anything like that. But the spider plant are actually considered safe. Okay. So, again, I do recommend you do some searching and make sure to double verify what you can and cannot. But whenever I looked up, the 15 non-toxic houseplants, it did make the list. So spider plants are pretty family friendly. And again, the lighting with spider plants can vary, right? You can do indirect light. They do tolerate bright conditions, lower lighting conditions. And again, just like the pothos, you want to keep it kind of evenly moist. Whenever the soil gets dry, you want to give it a little bit of water, but it can handle, longer bouts of dryness compared to other plants. So again, those are my top 3 favorites. Now, as far as plants go, okay, I'm kind of one of those people where you can never have too many plants. I just love them so much. And the other thing that I love to do, and I wanted to share with you today, is some cool little tips of where you can find some neat things when it comes to plants. Okay. And one of my favorites is if you go to, let's see, Etsy, or this is even Home Goods. But if you go to Etsy, you can actually search planters. So there's lots of different planters. I mean, this one's like a face, this one's a butt. They have just like everything nowadays. But yeah, they have like all different kinds of different planters that you can, plant pots in, which are pretty neat. I love, getting planters that are really artistic and art, in themselves. Maybe even ceramic, pots that people have built themselves, which I think is kind of cool. This is actually so cool. It's like a little person spraying graffiti, and there's a plant. I love that. So anyway, there's also cool little decorations. So like these are little animal things that you can put on your plants to decorate them and have some fun with. There's plant magnets. You can give your plant sunglasses, all different things. So anyway, Etsy is a really cool place where you can, purchase different accessories for your plants. There's even like different funny plant markers. The other place that I love to go for planters is Home Goods. So if you guys have ever shopped at like a Marshall's, a Home Goods, even like TJ Maxx, those types of places, they have tons of different planters that you can just for days go shopping and find all kinds of wonderful things. And even Michael's, which is the craft store, every year they have a huge sale and they do like 70% off all their planters. Last year I went wild and got all different kinds and decorated my one room, which is out here in the sunroom, with all different shapes and sizes and colors, which were really, really pretty. So anyway, so those are my top 3 favorite plants. Would love to hear what yours are, what you love to have in the house. The other thing too, again, these types of plants make wonderful gifts. Again, the spider plant is great in households with pets, kids, that kind of thing. And again, spider plants are really neat because they grow and they grow and they grow, and you can share and kind of give them to others, which I think is so, so cool. You can break them off and obviously make new and different plants yourself. But if you are thinking about actually stepping into the world of being a plant owner and really brightening up your space and really not having so much of a responsibility to really have to take care of something beyond just watering it occasionally, those are my top 3 favorite and easiest to care for plants. So hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll be doing videos coming soon about all different other things. So hope you enjoyed.